Welcome to the Paradise Paradox. Here I am in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, standing in front of the world's largest statue of Murugan, the Hindu god of war. That's definitely a sentence which I didn't anticipate I'd be saying. So I got into Malaysia about a week ago, and I was quite impressed with the hospitality of the local people. When I got into the KL Central train station, there was a young lady willing to show me around and show me exactly which ticket machine I needed to go to and which train line. Hi, how are you? Just recording a video.
Very good video.
So, yeah, so it was good to see the hospitality. It did cross my mind at one point whether the young lady was going to try to steal my money or take something from me, skim my debit card or something, but no, it was just a friendly Chinese Malaysian hospitality. And that night I remember I went into a market and it's my little friend there. I went into a night market and it was kind of chaotic with people selling vegetables and fruits all over the place. And at the end of the row I found some 80-liter drums filled with, like, what in Mexico you call aguas frescas, or like cordials, ice water of different flavors, and selling them for 1 ringgit, which is like 30 cents a piece. Good deal. And it made me feel pretty much at home there. Then the other thing is, if you're traveling in Asia, they tell me it's important to learn to use the butt shower. So I haven't really mastered it yet, but it's kind of like it's not exactly a bidet, but it's like a little shower head they put on the side of the toilet, so you can wash your butt. Very important for countries that don't allow you to flush toilet paper. I guess they probably need those in Latin America. Then the other day I remember I saw this man with his presumably his wife standing there, and he was dressed like as a Westerner in a graphic T-shirt and shorts, and she was dressed in a full niqab, like with only her eyes visible. I thought that's kind of amusing. Other people would have a different interpretation. Then I thought, I've seen so many beautiful things. The malls are huge. I think there's like 23 malls just in the central business district. That's kind of weird, actually. It's like pedestrian areas going under the ground and over the roads, so you can get to them any which way. It's like you never leave the mall. They got you locked down, just like you're in a casino. You won't even see the natural light if they set you up right. But the ugly side, I thought, well, there must be an ugly side to this place. Even though I walked around a lot, I didn't see a lot of poverty. Even the beggars I saw seemed to be quite healthy, even, I suppose. And I remember I was walking down by the aqueducts under the train line, under the LRT, and taking some pictures of graffiti. By the way, follow me on Instagram, Paradise, and you'll see some of those pictures. And there was a family down there, which obviously they weren't well off, but I asked them for some water, and they said, yes, come in, sit down, have some fruit with us, have some water. And they were very friendly, and they obviously not a high standard of living, but a normal, comfortable standard of living, from what I could tell. So at least within KL, it's like, at least close to the city, it doesn't seem like poverty is an issue. But a friend of mine did start telling me about the problem with racism. So especially against the Chinese and the Indians, for certain historical reasons, there's been this prejudice against them, which still today native Malay people carry on, even though they might not know exactly why. Also against the indigenous Malay people. I think my friend told me that even in the Constitution, these people are called Lane, or the others. which is a little creepy and, you know, kind of Orwellian. Not a very nice way to describe people. So those are all some, you know, there's a good, bad, and interesting stuff that's that's been happening. The other day, I did wake up and I started wondering, what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing here, and what am I doing with my life? And I started entering this period of existential confusion or angst, and wondering what it all means and everything like that. I get a chance to talk to my friend the other day who's been in Houston, and she had to brave the hurricane there and trying to figure out how she's going to get dollars to eat for the next couple of months. And I thought, okay, well that kind of puts my problems in perspective. Yeah, I'm here, wondering what the meaning of life is, and getting anxious about it. And she's she's got a few problems that are closer to the stomach. But no matter, you know, it's people have it worse off than you. It doesn't mean these situations, these questions, and these emotions aren't real. They are, and everybody goes through them. We all have that kind of struggle. The first time that you realize that life is inherently meaningless, it can take a long time to deal with. They call that the dark night of the soul. But then there are other periods which are similar, which I guess I would call in-between places. So places where you have to pause and wonder, you realize that you've had a lack of consciousness or a lack of purpose in your life, and suddenly it catches up with you. So in the past few months, I guess I haven't been doing a whole lot except for maintaining a podcast, a YouTube channel, and a couple of blogs. But other than that, I haven't been doing much. When I was planning this trip, I thought, okay, well, when the trip starts, that's when I'll put things together. That's when I'll start doing things. And then I come here, and then I didn't really start doing things. I'm like going out and getting drunk and dancing in bars. I mean, dancing is great, but it doesn't alone. It doesn't have a deep level of fulfillment. So the first thing is, the most important thing is to remember when you enter one of these in-between places, you need to remember that it absolutely is normal. It doesn't reflect on you. It doesn't reflect on your essence. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or anything like that. You're doing great just to arrive at that point. So don't be hard on yourself. This is all part of the journey. It's all part of this crazy ride. And the other thing is, it's good to have these periods. So like I said, it's like when your lack of consciousness catches up with you, and this means you have this time to reflect and decide what's going to happen next. I saw this interview or this little ad with a famous writer the other day, and he said that he lives in a permanent state of writer's block. Now, I'm not sure if that phrasing is worth embedding in your memory, but I think that what he was getting at was every turn is open to new possibilities. Every turn is open to creativity, and every turn is full of existential mystery. You never know exactly what's going to happen next, and there is that potential. So when you do come into one of these in-between places, be grateful that you have a little time to pause and reflect and figure out what you're going to do with your life, with this meaningless, meaningful existence that we have here. And yeah, I was hesitant to make this video because I thought, well, hang on. Well, I question, I asked all these questions and I wrote down these little reflections about it. And after that, I'm still kind of miserable, or I still have like this tight feeling in my stomach, like I don't know what the flying shit I'm doing. But that's all right, that's all part of the trip. So take a moment to reflect. Remember that wherever you go, you can't escape yourself. Traveling isn't going to be a cure-all. as my friend Andrea said the other day in the interview, and take a moment and then continue with renewed vitality. You can begin again, as the hit said. Thank you very much, and have a good one.